Hey guys, Will from Around the Grounds here, and in today's video we're going to be doing ladder predictions for the 2022 NRL season. Alright guys, coming in at number 1, the team I reckon is going to finish first, and I've got the Sydney Roosters, and this is because they've got players back from injuries. They're a proven champion squad. They've got players like Connor Watson coming back. Last year they were gutsy and performed well, so if they stay fit I can see them being contenders for sure. Alright guys, and now at number 2, I've got the premiers from last year, the Penrith Panthers. This is because the core is still there. They have a bunch of youngsters coming through and they have a great team culture. I'm keen to see Isaac Tago in the centres and if Charlie Staines can have a good season, which he may not have last season and he got dropped for that. But yeah, I think they've got a good team. I do not see them having a bad season. Alright guys, moving on to number 3, and I've got the Melbourne Storm. They're a great team, but they've got players like Munster and Smith who are likely to leave next year, which could derail them. And with the Storm, you kind of get the sense that, and I don't know, there's just something about the Storm in 2022 that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to repeat what they did in 2021. So this is why I put them in the 3rd place. Alright, in 4th place guys, we've got the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They're a solid team, but I'm worried about the halves as neither Milford or Walker are a proven controlling halfback. And the loss of Benji Marshall could hurt them, but I still think they're going to have a good season. They've got a good core. It would be good to see what Blake Taft can do in the number 1 position while Latrell is still suspended. But yeah, that's why I've got them in 4th position. Alright, now in 5th position, I've gone for the Manly Sea Eagles, and this is because they've kept the majority of their team from last season, and it'll be interesting to see if the rest of their team can up their game again, or if Tommy Turbo is going to have to run the show. If they can up their game, I can see them finishing top 4, but if they have to rely on Tommy Turbo for another season, I see them finishing in the bottom half of the 8. Alright guys, now at number 6, you might have a bit of a surprise team, but I've got the Cronulla Sharks. I think they've got good recruitment this season, and if they can stay healthy and not have injuries, I can see them having a good season. I'm keen to see Nico Hines in the team, and how he's going to combine with Matt Moylan and Braden Trindle, as I think these guys are going to complement each other well. So yeah, I've got them at 6, but we'll wait and see what happens. Alright now guys, at number 7, we've got the Parramatta Eels, and this is because they've lost a few players already, and they have a few players leaving next season. And it kind of feels like their premiership window is slowly reducing, but I think they'll still make the 8, because they still have a decent team. But yeah, with Michael Seaver being out for a lot of the season, that's going to impact them a lot because he's a star player for them. But they still have quality around the board, which is why I put them in 7th place. Alright guys, now the last position in the 8, I've got the Gold Coast Titans. And again, the Gold Coast Titans could be a mixed bag this season. They're going to be playing with the halfback Toby Sexton, and he has to prove himself. And this could take some time, and it could be harmful to the team because he lacks experience. And the Titans are such a young team. However, over the summer they've got some good signings with Isaac Leo and Will Smith, and they're going to bring some experience and depth. This is why I've got them in 8th position. Alright guys, now in 9th place I've got the New Zealand Warriors, because they've had good recruitment over the summer. They've also got Shaun Johnson being back at the Warriors. They could finish anywhere on the ladder really, but I've got them missing the 8 just because I don't see them having enough star players to beat those top sides. However, they're a pretty gritty side, as we know, so they could easily finish inside the top 8. Alright, in 10th place and the biggest movers of this season, I've got the Canterbury Bulldogs. Again, I think the Bulldogs could finish anywhere because with their completely new roster, I think it will take some time for them to gel, but it wouldn't surprise me if they make the 8 also. I think they'll start playing their best towards the end of the season, and I'm still worried about the halfback and hooker not good enough to lead the rest of the team around to win the big games. So this is why I have them in 10th position, but I expect them to be competitive this year. Alright, this might be a bit controversial, but I've got the Raiders as 11th position. I don't see them playing well this season. I'm not sure if Fogarty and Whiten will click well, but time will tell. I also think this could be Josh Hodgson's last year at the club, because at the end of last season there may have been a hint of Ricky Stewart losing the dressing room, and there was rumours of him leaving and not being the man for the job. So yeah, we'll wait and see, but I personally don't think they're going to make the 8 this season, so I have them in 11th position. Alright guys, in 12th position, the biggest droppers from last season, I've got the Newcastle Knights. This is because I don't think the halves in Adam Clune and Jake Clifford, they're going to complement each other well, or with Ponga either. I think the Knights will rely heavily on Ponga, so it'll be interesting to see if their players can step up or not. If they can't, I think it's going to be Ponga running the show again, and Bradman Best doing his best, ironically, but I still don't think that's going to be enough for the Knights to make the 8 again. Alright guys, now in 13th, I have the Brisbane Broncos. I think the Broncos will improve from last year, but I don't see them finishing any higher than 13th or 10th just due to the quality of the other teams above them. I think Kevy has got them playing for each other again, as we saw at the end of last season. It'll be interesting to see what a full preseason does for them, with the addition of an experienced star halfback in Adam Reynolds to lead the young team around the park. So it's just wait and see what we get with the Broncos, but I've got them in 13th position. Alright, and in 14th position, I've got the Dragons. It was hard to place the Dragons at 14th because they've got some emerging stars like Sloan and Sullivan who were showing their quality at the end of last year. But they can still prove me wrong, and they have signed some experience with Woods and Jaden Sewer. It wouldn't be surprising to me if they finish further up the ladder because Anthony Griffin is a good coach and he's proven to bring teams up into the top 8. But yeah, just due to the quality of their players, I have them in 14th position. Alright guys, now in 15th position I've got the West Tigers. The Tigers seem like a complete mess at the end of last year, and I don't see that changing much. And one of their best players in Luciano Leilua is leaving the club next year, and it just seems that there is no positive team culture at the Tigers. Additionally, I don't see the Hearts controlling the game well enough to beat the teams above them consistently. Tyrone Peachey will add a bit more experience and energy, but not enough to improve them from last year, and that's why I've got them in 15th position. Alright guys, now in last position, might be a bit of a surprise to everyone, but I've got the North Queensland Cowboys, and this is because the Cowboys seem to be on a downhill spiral. It'll be interesting to see how Chad Townsend fits into their team. I don't think the Cowboys have enough quality in their forwards, and without that forward momentum, I don't think their outside backs are good enough to produce enough points for the season to compete with the other teams. The signing of Peter Hicker could be quite good, but there's just something about their backline that seems like it's past its due by date, and that's why I've got them in last position. And guys, if you're new around here, make sure you drop a sub, drop a like, that'll help out the channel a lot, and would really appreciate that. Alright guys, that is the end of my ladder predictions for 2022. Thank you all for watching, and if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, it'd mean a lot. Also, these are just predictions, I have no hard feelings. If your team isn't where I thought it would be, these are just my opinions. Leave your opinions in the comment, I want to see what all your ladder predictions are. But yeah, take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video.